Welcome, everyone. We're back here with more information for you. This is your host of Seniors on the Move, Laveda Theus. Once again, welcome. We have some great information for you today. I don't know if you've been excited about voting as I have, but oh my goodness, it was like Christmas the other day when my ballot came. I can't believe it. Look at this. I've never mailed in a ballot before. I've always walked in. I have all these questions. You know, we see on the news, we can't trust the mail. They got fake boxes up. What to do? Well, today I have a man here that can answer all of those questions you may have about voting. Our guest today is Jeff Klein. Jeff is the manager of voter education outreach and community relations for Los Angeles County Registrar Recorder Office. He has all the answers. So without further ado, Jeff, help us. What are we supposed to do?
What are you supposed to do? You're supposed to vote.
Yes, and I got this, but I also got all this other stuff. So this is new. When we voted in March, I had machines. I didn't have to get a mail-in vote. I could go and then I had to try to figure out the machine. We seniors, so that got over that challenge. And now you're telling me about mailing things in. I've never mailed in a ballot before. I got this first thing, which was I guess to order a mail-in ballot. Now, I didn't send this back, but I did eventually get one. Then I got something else from your office verifying that, I guess this is a verification that I'd gotten my ballot. And then finally, it was like Christmas the other day. Look, I got my ballot. So now what, Jeff? Tell us what to do. Tell me what to do.
So I'm really really happy to hear that you're excited that you got your ballot and that you got your ballot. A number of those other items that you received were just notifications to voters to let them know your ballot would be coming. The voters did not have to request a vote by mail ballot for this election. We sent one to every voter. It's over 5.5 million voters in LA County. We sent one to every voter. And so we wanted to make sure individuals like yourself who never vote by mail or don't usually vote by mail, we wanted to make sure they were well informed.
Oh, great. Well, I got all this, but now what to do? If I wanted to mail it in, because I hear some people say they voted already. How could they do that?
So yes, you can mail it in. There's 3 ways to return your ballot. Mail it in, as we're discussing, it is postage paid. You do not need to put a stamp on it and put it in any mailbox. We have over 400 vote-by-mail drop boxes around LA County. They're very colorful. They're kind of an orange-yellow color, blue and white, and they have a lot of information on it. They have our county seal on it. I know there's been some confusion and some news about unauthorized drop boxes that are around in certain locations. All voters should use an official LA County vote-by-mail drop box. You can go to lavote.net. to look up a Dropbox near you, but there's also information in your vote by mail packet. And then the third way you can return your vote by mail ballot is walk it in person to any vote center, and those open starting October 24th.
So I could start voting on the 24th of October?
You could vote right now. You could complete your ballot today and send it back, as you mentioned.
Some people, okay. That's great, because that's why I see these people that have the I voted sign. And I was like, how did the stickers? And I was like, well, how did they vote already?
So we've already received hundreds of thousands of ballots by mail or at our drop boxes, but some people want to walk it in person, and that's okay.
That's me.
At a vote center. And then also there is the in-person voting option. We are promoting vote by mail as the safest method in terms of the pandemic, because it is essentially contactless and it keeps people out of public facilities. But we will have over 750 in-person voting locations. So if you really do want to vote in person, that is an option. Just bring your mask. We will be using social distancing and public health guidelines. And you can vote in person, or you could drop your ballot off there.
So if I didn't get a mail-in ballot, what do I do?
So everyone should have received a vote by mail ballot. You can request a replacement if for some reason you didn't see one come through the mail. And you can go on to lavote.net, and if you go to our vote by mail tab that's on our website, you can put in a request, and we'll send you a new vote by mail ballot. You can also call us, and we'll send you a new vote by mail ballot. Or if you just prefer to vote in person and you don't want to bother with all that, you can show up and we'll go ahead and cancel your vote by mail ballot and give you an in-person ballot.
Oh, that's really good to know because, I have talked to some people who have not received a ballot. So it's good to know that if everything else fails, I can walk into my voting center and you look me up and I can vote.
Absolutely.
Because we do not want to miss this. This is the most critical election in my lifetime. So that's why I want to make sure all of my seniors are really comfortable. Well, everybody's is comfortable with the voting process. We have heard so much hype about, fraud and, with the fake boxes coming up. We don't want to be fooled into not having our vote counted. So is there anything else we really need to know about this election?
Well, we would like to make sure people know their vote will count as long as they mail in their ballot, drop it off at a Dropbox, walk it in person, or if they use the in-person voting options, they will have an opportunity to vote. If you do mail it in, I'd like to stress that it needs to be postmarked at latest by Election Day. We have 17 days after that to receive it. So even if the mail is a little slow from Election Day, it should reach us within 17 days. But we want to encourage everyone to vote early or submit their ballot early if you're ready to vote and you've already made up your mind on your contests. Don't wait till Election Day. There's a lot of people interested in voting. We want to make sure there's as few lines as possible. We want to make sure people do not wait until the last minute. So take care of it early if you can. As mentioned, October 24th is when vote centers open. There will be a little over 100 vote centers open on the 24th. And then on October 30th, for the final 5 days, there will be 650 more locations. So we'll have a total of over 750 locations. And actually, there's some really exciting voting locations this year. The Forum is a voting location. SoFi Stadium, or actually Hollywood Park, rather, which is right next door. Dodger Stadium, Staples Center, numerous theaters, the Pantages Theater, a lot of great locations, Galen Center. So a lot of really great locations all over LA County. We really want to encourage people, if they're interested in voting, these are some really exciting voting options. But of course, schools and community centers and libraries, those will still be used as well.
Oh yeah, I do have my vote center locations booklet, which was another piece of information that I got.
The Rams, the Chargers, the Lakers, Kings, the Sparks, the Galaxy, the Dodgers, and all, I'm leaving out a lot of them, but a lot of very high profile, very leaders in our community. We think of them as, sports teams, but they are leaders in our community, and they've all really stepped up to offer their locations, and we're really grateful to that. And it's really a community effort to make an election happen in LA County. When you need over 700 locations, it takes school districts to come together. It takes cities to come together. It takes all of our county partners to come together. And then it takes these community partners. So we really are excited about that.
Yes, and we're excited that we got all of this energy moving toward to get our election run very smoothly. There was one other question I had. How do I know that my mail-in ballot actually got to its destination?
Great question. So there's something called Where's My Ballot? It's a state program, and you can sign up for it, and it'll notify you along the way of every time your ballot sort of reaches a different spot in the process. So when it's sent to you, it'll notify you, and if you haven't signed up for it yet, that's okay. You can still sign up for it now, and the program will notify you when we've received your ballot. It'll notify you when it's gone through the process and ready to be tallied. And if there's any after action work that needs to be done on behalf of the voter, it'll notify you, for example, if we need to send you a letter because we need some additional information, it'll notify you about that. So it's a great service. I know a lot of people have signed up for it, and it's been really useful. And in addition to Where's My Ballot, which is available at lavote.net. Also on our website, you can go and make a plan. It'll walk you through the different steps of checking your voter registration status, finding out, the different Dropbox locations, or if you prefer to vote in person, different vote center locations. And the make a plan part of our website is really there to help voters get prepared, get ready, and decide how they're going to cast their ballot, where they're going to cast their ballot.
So I am hearing that lavote.net will have the answers that we need.
Absolutely.
If we have questions about the voting centers, if we want to sign up for the Track My Ballot, we can also go to lavote.net. I see we have a phone number listed too, 800-815-2666. We want to make sure that our ballot gets in there. So we have all of the particulars in place. We just have to use them. And I heard you clearly describe, and I've seen pictures of the drop boxes. They're all colorful and have the sign, California State insignia on them. So is that what we want to look for? I also saw one of the fake boxes where it was a black box with a sign taped on it saying it was an official site. So are we comfortable putting our ballots in that state authorized box?
So yeah, the official LA County drop boxes are those colorful boxes. There's a lot of official legal language on it that informs voters about their rights and information about vote by mail and so forth. It has, like I mentioned, our logo. It has a picture of our I voted sticker, and they're steel. They're made of a high grade steel, as opposed to the other boxes that look a little more flimsy. So you definitely can tell the difference. They're very secure, and we pick those ballots up every 48 hours during the first 20 days of the vote by mail period, which we're in the middle of. And then for the final 10 days, we will be picking up the ballots out of the official vote by mail drop boxes every 24 hours. So they're picked up regularly. They are secured to the ground. They're either bolted to the ground or they are chained to the facility that they're in front of. So they're very secure. They're very, vandalism proof, resistant, so that no one can break into them and get anything out of it. So we're very confident in them, and voters should be as well.
Well, that makes me feel a lot better, that somebody's not going to come up and pull up in a truck and chain to it and rip it out of its position. So that makes me happy.
No one can put it on a truck.
Good.
Yes.
Great. Yes. Well, is there anything else we should know as we get into this last phase of this election?
Yeah, I'd actually like to mention that October 19th is the last day to register to vote. So we want to make sure anyone registered to vote by the 19th will be sent a vote by mail ballot. We want to assure all voters that is the case. If you do miss the deadline to register to vote, let's say you didn't realize you had to register by the election and you show up during the voting period or even on election day and you're not yet registered, you can use something called conditional voter registration. It's sometimes known as same-day registration, and you can register to vote right there and vote right there. We do hold on to the ballot and we verify the registration before we count it, but it is an option for voters who didn't realize or forgot to, or maybe just right that day moved to LA County and still wanted to vote. It's an option for them to go ahead and register to vote and cast their ballot the same day. But we want to encourage everyone to register by the 19th if they haven't done so.
Oh, very good. I didn't know we could do same-day registration. Mm-hmm. Have we always been able to do that, or is that something new?
The primary was the first election where all voting locations offered it.
Oh, okay. Well, that's great news. I learned something new today. Great.
All right.
All right, Jeff. Anything else? Because, any tidbits you have to share with us?
No, just want to encourage everyone, remind your friends, remind your neighbors, remind your community. We all want to have a great showing at the voting locations or vote by mail. That is the preferred method of voting, but no matter what, we want people to vote for using the method that they feel comfortable voting.
Oh, that's exciting. Can't wait to get this party started. All right, Jeff, thank you so much for joining us. I've been so excited, waiting for you. So I'm glad to get a chance to see you in person and hear you espouse to us all the things we need to know to feel secure about our vote.
All right.
So thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. Really happy to be able to get this information out to the community.
We appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
Bye-bye. All right. And now, listeners, viewers, it's time for our senior moment.
This episode of Seniors on the Move is brought to you by our partners, whom inspire us to keep our seniors on the move. Empowerment Congress. Educate, engage, and empower. Mark Ridley Thomas, Supervisor, 2nd District, County of Los Angeles. And Willowbrook Senior Center, Sandy Hamilton.
And here we go. An elderly man in Florida had a large pond down by his fruit orchard. One evening, he decided to go down to the pond and take a 5-gallon bucket to pick some fruit. As he neared the pond, he heard female voices shouting and laughing with glee. As he came closer, he saw a bunch of young women skinny dipping. He made the women aware of his presence, and they all went down to the deep end of the pool. One of the women shouted at him, "We're not coming out till you leave." The old man thought for a second, and he said, "Well, that's okay. I didn't come down here to watch you ladies swim or to make you get out of the pond." Holding his bucket up, he said, "I came down here to feed the alligator." So, in parting, peace and love. Till the next time.